This gorgeous 3-bedroom apartment in downtown Dijon generates rental income while the owner, my friend Catherine, lives in Paris. Catherine offered to let us visit her apartment and give us all the details about exactly how much it cost to buy and renovate it, how long the process took, and how she manages it from afar. So whether you're thinking about investing in Dijon or France yourself, maybe using the apartment when you visit and renting it out when you're not here, or you're just curious about the real costs of this type of project, this video will give you all the details. And we'll share how you can book this apartment yourself for your next visit to Dijon. Hi everyone, I'm Susie. I'm American and I've been living here in Dijon, France since 2008. Before we get into all the details, just a quick reminder that if you'd like to sign up for my email newsletter, you can go ahead and scan on the QR code here or click on the link in the video description below to get more practical information about life in France delivered directly to your email inbox. All right, so this apartment is 80 square meters, that's about 860 square feet, and is located in downtown Dijon with 3 bedrooms, and it's on the 3rd floor of a modern building with elevator access. Catherine bought this apartment in 2024 for 165,000 euros, but it looked quite different back then. It's located very close to the tram and within easy walking distance of the charming, largely pedestrianized historic city center of Dijon. Let's start with a tour and then I'll give you a breakdown of how much everything cost. Then we'll talk about the timeline and how long everything took to accomplish. And then to finish, Catherine will share her insights on the project itself and how she manages it from afar. First, we have the bright and spacious living room and dining room, which has direct access to this lovely little terrace. This is what the room looked like before the work was completed. Now it's modern and comfortable with a big TV and plenty of space. From here, we can see the entryway and the WC, all of which is brand new as well. And we can compare to what it looked like before. This is obviously a huge improvement. Heading towards the eat-in kitchen, which is right near the entry, you can see how Catherine has modernized and upgraded this space with this beautiful new kitchen, complete with new appliances, including a washing machine and a full-size dishwasher. There is everything you need to cook here, and it's such a huge improvement compared to what was here before. Now, if we head back out into the hall, we pass this little cupboard that Catherine has stocked with toys and games, and we head into this bedroom with a king-size bed and direct access to the outdoor space. And there's a rack to put your clothes away in here. Now we head into the second bedroom with a queen-size bed and space to hang your clothes. She has color coordinated the accessories with the paint color on the wall. Now we stop in the bathroom to check out the brand new bathtub, the sink, the mirror, and the towel warmer. What an amazing transformation from what this bathroom used to look like when you compare the before and the after. And now on to the third bedroom with its queen-size bed and, again, lovely accessories. Catherine shared how much everything cost with me so that I could pass the information on to you. Like I said, she bought the apartment for 165,000 euros, and then she paid 13,000 euros for the frais de notaire, which are similar to closing costs, but most of the money actually goes to the government as transfer taxes. And then she paid 48,000 euros for the travaux, for all of the work that she had done on the apartment, for a total of 226,000 euros. She had all of the major work done by a team of professionals, and she paid 6,000 euros for the tile, 13,000 euros for all of the electrical installations, 7,000 euros for the plumbing and the fixtures, 5,000 euros to have all of the floors redone, 11,000 euros for all of the painting, and finally 6,000 euros for the kitchen installation, for a total, as I said earlier, of 48,000 euros for all of the travaux, all of the work that she had done. And I'll give you an overview of the timeline of this project as well, just to give you an idea of how long something like this might take. So in May 2024, that was the first time that Catherine visited the apartment and made an offer. In July 2024, she signed the compromis de vente, or the preliminary sales contract. In September 2024 was the signature chez le notaire, or the closing, and she actually started renovations on the same day. So once she got the keys, she had the contractors all lined up and they went to work straight away. So by December 2024, all of the renovation work had been completed by the contractors. And then between January and April 2025, Catherine was coming to Dijon about 2 days per month to work on all of the finishing touches herself. So she was working on furnishing and decorating the apartment. And by mid-April 2025, she had her first guests that arrived in the apartment. After the tour, Catherine and I sat down for a little chat about this property, how she found it, why she chose it, how she managed the work, and how she manages it now that it's up and running and accommodating guests. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about how you chose this property?
Yes, sure. I was living in Dijon for 2.5 years, and I wanted to invest. Je voulais investir dans un.
She told me that she invested in Dijon because she was living here at the time. She started by looking in other cities, but then decided that since she was living here in Dijon, she would look here in Dijon. And she found this apartment on Le Bon Coin, which is like a version of Craigslist that French people use for almost everything.
Dijon is a city with many assets. It's a very beautiful city with a historic district, but it's also a tourist destination. There are universities, so there are quite a few students. It's an economically dynamic city with regular professional events, trade fairs or other events. The population is growing because the city attracts people from Paris or Lyon, particularly those who are looking for a better quality of life.
And what was it about this apartment in particular that made you think that it had really good potential?
In fact, I was looking for an apartment with 3 bedrooms because on Airbnb there were only small flats with one room, 1 bedroom. So
she went on to say that people do, in fact, look for bigger apartments on Airbnb, but often there's not a lot of listings that are as big as hers. I think it's uncommon to find an apartment of this size in this location. I mean, we're really downtown, so it's very convenient for people who want to be downtown, in downtown Dijon, so it's really great. Plus, this is a modern building. There's an elevator. It's big, it's spacious, it's bright, it's airy. It's really nice.
ouais, assez pratique, oui, pour les familles.
Catherine said that her place is particularly good for families or when several colleagues are traveling together, for example. But when you bought this apartment, it was not in this state. What was the apartment like when you bought it?
It was really vintage, really old-fashioned. Actually, it was a lawyer office. There were 2 lawyers here, working here. So
she mentioned that there was, in fact, a kitchen and a bathroom here before, but that they were very old-fashioned. And she also wanted to update the systems so that she wouldn't have any issues with certain systems in the apartment and so that it would just be easier for her to manage from afar. So you bought the apartment, you knew that you were going to have to renovate it. And how did you manage all of the work that had to be done here? Catherine mentioned the after-work real estate get-togethers that she organized, and that was how we met. And that I had given her the contact info for some contractors that we had used and trusted, including a plumber, a tiler, and an electrician. She also found a painter through another friend. She was actually moving from Dijon to Paris at the same time that she was managing this purchase and this renovation project. So she knew that she had to find contractors that she could trust. And in the end, everything went well. It still seemed to me like everything went really quickly. Between the time that you visited the apartment, you signed the offer, and then you had the keys, it was quick. And then between the time that you got the keys and the work was done here, it was also very fast. And you said you think it took a long time for you to do all of the finishing touches, but I think it went relatively quickly as well.
yes,
You were very efficient.
yeah, but
She said that if she had been living in Dijon at the time, the part that she managed herself of furnishing and decorating the apartment would have gone faster. I asked her how she managed by herself, and she said that she used a website to find a handy person to help her build the furniture. In France, there are several websites like Need Help and Allo Voisin that you can use to hire handy people to help you with these kinds of things. So once the apartment was ready, then you started renting it. But again, you're living in Paris, so how do you manage having an apartment, a short-term rental apartment here in Dijon while you live in Paris? Catherine said that she uses a local concierge service called laconciergerie des Ducs to manage the property. She had another short-term rental before in Tours that she managed for 6 years this way as well. So she found a company here in Dijon that offers similar services, run by a woman named Sarah, who she really gets along well with, who she actually met at a real estate get-together as well. Sarah's Conciergerie manages the cleaning, the linens, and Sarah's company takes care of everything. Catherine said, of course, that she pays for this service, but it also enables her to invest from afar and not worry about the daily operations of her apartment.
And so far, everything has gone well. You haven't had anything to worry about. There haven't been any big problems.
No. Everything was okay. No problem with the neighbors. No.
From what I saw on your listing, it seems like the guests who have come to stay here have been very happy with the time they have spent in this apartment.
Catherine said, yes, so far the guests have been happy with their experience in her apartment.
But I understand why people are happy to be here because, like I said, it's just so bright and spacious and airy and clean. It's such a pleasant environment to be in. So I'm sure that people are so thrilled to be here.
And then Catherine said that guests have given them feedback about little things they can add, which she does so that people feel like they're at home when they stay at her place.
Do you have any idea of what the typical profile is of the guests that come to stay here?
Catherine said there's been a variety of profiles, families who come for the weekend, people who are working in Dijon come for a week. So far, it's mainly been people who are coming for between 2 nights to a week, but it could accommodate people who were coming for several months. She said people who are interested in staying for longer can contact Sarah from laconciergerie des Ducs for more information.
Perfect. So yeah, we will put the link in the video description below. And if people are interested in staying for longer periods of time, they'll contact Sarah. So Catherine, you had your apartment in Touraine that you ran as a short-term rental for 6 years. And now you've invested here in Dijon. You have a short-term rental that you're running here as well. What is your next project? What are you planning on doing in the future? What's next?
After selling her apartment in Tours, Catherine said she's been moving toward more passive investment approaches lately. And she's working on launching a podcast talking about women and investing, a subject she knows is dear to me as well. So she wants to highlight women investors to encourage more women in particular to invest. Once Catherine's podcast goes live, I will update the video description below with a link so that you can check it out as well. I hope you enjoyed this tour and my conversation with Catherine. If you're interested in learning more about these types of projects, I will link here to interviews I've done with my American friend Celeste and my French friend Carole, both of whom also have short-term rental properties that they operate. And I will link here to a playlist about my own short-term rental property. My husband and I converted our garage into a short-term rental property and have been running it ourselves now for just about 4 years. So at this point, I guess you understand just how many of us have realized what an amazing additional source of income these types of projects can be. Thank you so much for watching today, and until the next time, à bientôt!